Hey y'all, it's Santana, aka Tana's Book Diary, and I'm back with another video. I wanted to do a reintroduction video. I did one as my first video last year, back in April or May when I first started this channel, but I wanted to do a deeper dive, a little bit more about me. Let's just get right into it. I have everything on my phone. I made a little notes app of some facts. First thing is my name. My name is Santana, like the band, like the character from Glee, like an athlete. There's many different people named Santana, so I get it all like, are you named after? But I have an I in my name, so the I is silent, but it's pronounced Santana. So my name is Santana, but my username on my social media and YouTube is Tana's Book Diary. I created this username back in 2022. It was like July because I created my Instagram account and I just wanted an interesting, cool name. Tana is one of my many nicknames that my family and friends call me. So I was like, okay, I want to do Tana. And Book Diary felt like, okay, I like books, and then this page is almost a diary of a sort. So that's how I got Tana's Book Diary. I was very inspired by like the rise of bookstagram accounts that were kind of popping up around that time. So that's when I created my username. Follow me on there if you haven't already. It's also linked down below. I post a lot of cool things on there, and I think I built up a pretty good community of people that I follow and that follow me. So yeah, check me out. My age and zodiac. So I'm 24 years old and I'm a Taurus sun, but I want to get into my big three. So I'm a Taurus sun, Leo rising, Pisces moon, and make what you will of that information. But I'm a big ball of emotion, basically. I'm always crying. I feel very hard. I am very stubborn. I love food. I love the beauty in life. I love the things that the luxuries of life. So anything that can make life easier and relaxing, I'm your girl. My educational background. I went to a small school in Maryland called McDaniel College. I got my bachelor's degree in sociology with a concentration in Africana studies. So I wore this shirt in honor of that. Educated Black woman, society's biggest fear. Okay. My next one is my favorite colors. I have quite a few. I don't know if you could tell just based off like the colors you see around me, but my favorite colors are green, brown, black, orange, and honestly any other neutral earth tone color. I definitely gravitate to the earthy tones. And if you could see my home right now, it's basically these colors you see. And then I have my black statement wall that I just did a couple of months ago. So yeah, I feel like my house is slowly starting to be a reflection of all of my favorite colors and all the things I really like. So yeah, that's my favorite colors. My top 5 auto-buy authors would be S.A. Cosby, and this is in no particular order. 1, S.A. Cosby. 2, Tia Williams. 3, Kennedy Ryan. 4, Tiffany D. Jackson. And 5 is Angela Y. Davis. All of those people I would highly, highly, highly recommend, and I will read anything they put out. It doesn't matter what it's about, what genre, like how long or how short the book is. I'm reading it, I'm getting it, I'm supporting, period. Now, my top 5 book recs. First one is We Deserve Monuments by Jas Hammonds. I will always recommend this book. This book honestly got me kind of back into reading back in 2022. It's about 2 girls. One girl goes to the deep south to stay with her grandmother as she has fallen ill. And she meets this other girl and she slowly discovers her love for women. And she doesn't know how to grapple with these feelings because her family is very religious, but also she just doesn't know how she feels about it as well. It's basically just a summer of discovery. It's a beautiful coming of age story about a Black queer girl just trying to figure out what the next steps are for herself, as well as learning about her family history, getting closer to her grandmother as she's fallen ill. And I love anything that is about family and learning about yourself, and it's young adult, which is, I think, so important to the book. It's beautiful to see young people like discover themselves and have these tough conversations with family, and it's not well received initially, but the outcome was great because of the conversation. So I really liked We Deserve Monuments, and it was very timely with literally having like statues being removed and Confederate soldiers and finding your place in this crazy world, this crazy country. And so yeah, I highly recommend that one all the time. My second one is Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. It's about two dads who lose their sons who were married, and these fathers did not have the best relationship with their sons because they were gay. But despite them not really condoning or being supportive of their marriage, that's their sons at the end of the day, and they'll do anything to protect family. And so we see these two fathers who in no other scenario would cross paths, but because of this, they band together to find the people who killed their sons. And it's crazy because they're very morally gray, and you don't want to support them because they are homophobic and have these beliefs that are very old and very problematic. But you also see how, as a father, they're trying, and they do care about their sons. They just didn't know how to show it, and this is their way of trying to prove it now since they've passed. So I thought it was really good. It's a thriller, it's high-speed chase. Like, S.A. Cosby knows how to do a thriller, and I will always recommend his books, but this one definitely for sure is on the top of my book recommendation list. My third one is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. It's high fantasy, young adult. She's in college. I highly recommend this to anyone who kind of is like getting into fantasy but doesn't know where to start. I feel like it was pretty easy to get into once you get past a couple chapters, and I just love that it's a Black girl as the lead. So I will always recommend Legendborn. The fourth one I would recommend is A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. This book is magical realism. It's kind of a period piece in a way, a little bit of like historical fiction and romance. And so I would recommend this if anyone is just in the mood for something a little different, a little past, present, dual point of views. Again, I love Tia Williams, so anything she writes is going to be good. But this one, A Love Song, was definitely my top out of all of her books she's put out. And my last recommendation that I'll always recommend is Are Prisons Obsolete by Angela Y. Davis. It's a fairly short read. I believe it's less than 200 pages, and it just questions our beliefs in the prison system and whether or not at this day and age are they really necessary, or has the system been here for so long that we just now cannot fathom life without a prison. And it really questions all of your beliefs, and you might leave reading it still believing we need it. But I personally felt like you finish that book and you can see how there's so many other ways we can help people get better, how we can help our community get rehabilitated, and how we can help people who have committed wrongs get the proper consequences and the proper support they need, versus just throwing any old body into the prison system because we just feel like, you know, we need them out of here. I just think it questions a lot of what you think when you think of getting rid of prisons. In the same way, it kind of has you think about like when people say abolish the police and people get very scared, like without the police, what's going to happen? And in my mind, it's like, well, look at the state of the world with police. Like, is it really beneficial? And I want to like pause here because I didn't say this at the beginning, but I want to just acknowledge the fact of like what's going on right now in the state of the world. We've been at this state honestly for much longer than I know a lot of people are going to admit. But seeing, you know, people, young children, families being broken apart, being detained, being separated and forced into detention centers by this entity called ICE is very disheartening, and it makes me very sick. And to see people lose their lives over this is also very disheartening, and it's not encouraging at all. You know, I'm sitting here making a video about myself and my favorite things while people are literally mourning the deaths and the loss of these people. And so I don't want to sit here and come off as tone deaf or insensitive. So that's why I definitely want to like use this moment to talk about how this country is going in a place that I think a lot of people are finally coming to terms with. Like, no, this has always been what the United States has been. It's just now it's different people being affected by it. I just want to send my love to Minnesota, specifically the state of Minnesota. I have family there, so like it's really close for me. But even besides the point, like still just seeing any state, any group of people being targeted like this, even in my own backyard of Maryland, like ICE agents are going around doing whatever they want to do. Trained, untrained, reason, no reason, just going around and inflicting fear and asserting their dominance and trying to make people feel like any moment could be the last. And I just don't like that. And I hope that we can defund ICE. I hope we can get rid of ICE. I hope we can stop, you know, having our tax dollars, you know, fund these crazy people. So if you can, I would definitely recommend calling your local representative, your senators, and anyone that represents your state, your county, and call them and tell them, hey, we do not condone funding ICE. We do not condone having ICE here in our state, in our county. And we're going to continue to show you we do not want them here with our money, with our presence, with people protesting, with people not going to school, not going to work, not giving their money to these businesses, to show you we really mean business. And so I just also want to give a shout to all of those organizers and people who are on the front lines, who are putting themselves out there, who are making the moves and coordinating all of these protests, because without you all, you know, I don't know where we would be. But I just wanted to segue that because it's really F ICE, F the police, F the United States government. It's all of the above, like honestly. And, you know, I hope something can give, you know what I mean? I hope that these people can be returned to their proper home. I hope these people do not continue to lose their lives over this. And I pray that everyone who has that badge saying they're ICE gets it at the end, period. But yeah, how do I segue that? But my next one is my favorite albums. So these are not all of my top songs at all, or my top albums at all, but the ones I could come up with off the top, because I know I could spend hours on end. But the first one is B-Day by Beyonce. Literally top to bottom, love this album. Chef's Kiss, some of her best work. Upgrade You, Ring the Alarm, Green Light, Sugar Mama, like please. My next one is Renaissance by Beyonce. Again, another top to bottom moment, a cultural moment. Literally the world stopped. I mean, I know Beyonce self-titled, the world did stop, but Renaissance came at the time it needed to. We were coming up off of COVID, off of the height of Black Lives Matter. Like we needed something that felt good. We needed something that could uplift us in some way, shape, or form. And Renaissance honestly was that album for me, at least. Bail Out by Janae Aiko, Chef's Kiss. I can run that album through. And it's just a calming energy about Janae that I really like. And this album specifically just does it for me every time. A Seat at the Table by Solange. This was the highlight of, honestly, I think it was my sophomore year of high school when this came out. I was really in my, you know, I want to be against the system in some way, shape, or form bag. And this album really brought it out of me. Mad by Solange and Lil Wayne honestly hits a little too close now because I got a lot to be mad about. Okay, my fifth one is Mama's Gun by Erykah Badu. I have this actually in my collection, and I've really been getting into her music a lot more past just like the bigger hits. So honestly, this album, In Love With You with Stephen Marley, with Stephen Marley, chef's kiss. Like, she really did it with this album. Penitentiary Philosophy is also one of my favorite ones as well on that album. My sixth one is The Sinner's movie score by Ludwig Göransson, which is also in my collection. I will listen to that anytime. Like, and when I listen to it, I see the whole movie. It's absolutely amazing. I hope they win every award, even though it's F all of those awards, because they do not deserve the masterpiece that is Sinners. But I do hope they sweep this award season, because it was an amazing piece of work, honestly. And the seventh one I could think of as a favorite album is Mother by Cleo Sol. I love Cleo. I hope to see her live whenever she's back in the States, but don't let it go to your head. You know that you are loved. Music, like, it's just so good. Like, all of these songs, like, it just feels like a warm hug. It's very encouraging, and she really knows how to lift your spirits. So those are my 7 albums that I could think of as my favorite of all time, but there's, again, so many I can't list them all. My top artists, I have 8 listed. 1, Beyonce, obviously. 2, Solange. 3, Miguel. Miguel deserves so much love and hype, and his new album was a sleeper, I think. I don't think a lot of people really gave it the listen it deserved, but Miguel is such an amazing vocalist, and his pen, it's amazing. Erykah Badu, Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Jhené Aiko, and Cleo Sol are my top artists. As for my guilty pleasure shows, I just put reality shows. And the top 3 are Real Housewives of Atlanta, Traitors, which I just started honestly this week, but I already know I'm going to eat it up. Season 2 with Phaedra, she literally owned the show. She could have won had Dan not exposed her. But also Love Island. And I put a little tidbit that most of these competition shows, I will spoil them. So sometimes I'm like, I just want to know who the winner is and then watch back to just see how they worked. I'm weird like that, but also I think it's just like a little anxiety inducing sometimes, like waiting to see who wins. But also, I told you guys I studied sociology, so like watching these shows from like that perspective, from a sociological lens, is so much fun. But it also is like, ooh, a lot of implicit bias going on, a lot of problematic things going on, a lot of proximity issues, a lot of herd mentality, just craziness. And I love dissecting these shows in that way. And then my last section is my favorite YouTubers. I have so many, but these are the ones I can turn on at any time and I'm engrossed in what they're, talking about. Also, just like the ones I watch more consistently. First one is FD Signifier. He does a lot of social commentary, a lot of social, racial, political commentary. I love him. I love his edits. I love how he talks and dissects music and the news. And he's just a really good storyteller, really good at delivering information, but keeping it very engaging, especially because almost all of his videos are an hour plus long, and I can sit and watch it without like getting on my phone and having to do other things. Like, I can literally lock in. My next one that I'm similar with that is Little Bill, which he also does the similar commentary to FD Signify, like music, political, social, like he talks a lot about those same things. He also does like the long form commentary, so hour plus videos, but he also does like these short 15-minute, 20-minute dissections, kind of like day by day, like what's going on, he's kind of hopping on it. So I love their style of video and like content. I love that. My next one is Cinepals. I love movie reaction channels. I love TV show reaction channels, but Cinepals has definitely been one of my favorites. I think mainly because they do watch a lot of the Black classic films, but it doesn't come off like weird, because sometimes I think I noticed like within the last year, people are starting to watch more Black creative, more Black films or Black led films, but it's always just so weird. I don't know how to explain it, but like they watch it and they're like actually engaged in what they're watching. Like, it doesn't feel very forced. They watch like an array of videos of movies, and they actually listen to the recommendations. I will also say that, like, in the comments, people will put 20 options and they're gonna watch all 20. Obviously it'll take time, but like they actually do respond and look at the comments, and I really do like that about them as well. I love King of Reads. He's a pop culture commentator, so he talks about all things pop culture. Nicki and Cardi, Stefan Diggs, Real Housewives, like Tyler Perry drama, like all of that. He's literally front lines, popping the videos out like quick. And I love his take on everything. He just has an interesting perspective, and I also really enjoyed that about him. Now, my next one is the Mallory Bros. They're two twins, actually from Maryland, who I've met a couple times, which is absolutely crazy. But they do a lot of music reactions and movie commentaries. They studied film, so they do a lot of film breakdowns as well as family vlogs. So I really like their content, and I love when an album that's kind of like highly anticipated comes out, because they're always jumping on it and always breaking down lyrics, you know, samples, and just all the things. I love that so much about them. My next one is Chloe Katara. She does lifestyle, fashion, and travel content. She's from Philly, and she makes Philly look so much fun. Like, I want to go to Philly and just kind of do all the little things that she recommends, because she just makes it look so much fun. And I just love seeing Black women in their 20-somethings, like living life, getting, you know, the leisure, and just the content is amazing. Like, her editing style is amazing. It feels almost very cinematic, and I love that about her. I love Aaliyah Simone. She does lifestyle and homeowner travel content, and as a new homeowner myself, I've been in my place for a year. I loved watching her videos. Like, they came in handy when I was moving and closing on my place. She did like a lot of like behind the scenes, what do you need to know, financials, you know, home renovation recommendations, like all of that. Like, I love her videos, and I've been watching her since she was in high school, when I was in high school. So it's honestly like full circle, and it's very cool to like grow up with some of these people. And my last one is a new YouTuber that I just started watching, but I've loved his videos so far. His account is called Spark Up, and he does a lot of different social political commentary videos, but mainly Boondocks, mainly the Boondocks commentary. And I love the Boondocks. And so he does like Boondocks commentary about characters, like, you know, Huey versus Riley, but also he'll do like how the Boondocks, you know, basically predicted the Get Out movie, or how the Boondocks predicted like this rapper coming out and being gay and having like scandals out the woo-ha. It's just crazy how the Boondocks is kind of like the Simpsons in the way that it kind of like predicted a lot of this stuff happening, but the predictions weren't kind of like drawn out of thin air. It was just like the natural kind of progression of the way things were going. You could tell like from here we were going to end up here. So I just love Boondocks commentary, but he does it so well. And I love long form videos. Like, I can watch a 2-hour YouTube video and be so content, but like his are so well edited that it doesn't feel like, oh, he just copy pasted clips from the show and said, here's the comparison. Like, he really scripts this stuff out. And so yeah, those are all of my favorite YouTubers. I want to thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Thank you guys for subscribing, and I'm so excited for what is to come for me in this channel this year. Tell me a little bit about yourself down below, like what's your zodiac sign, or what's your books that you recommend to anyone no matter what? Who's your favorite artist or your favorite album? But yeah, let me know down below, and check out my description for more information about how we can support Minnesota and how we can support those who are affected by ICE. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.